So do you know the whole thing?
No, not the whole thing. I know some of it.
Okay, so let's, how about you? You don't know the whole thing either. You finished the first form. So, okay, let's go through it together. We'll use this mirror, all right? Okay, so we start off like this. One. Put this hand here. All right, let's start from here. Always go to the attention. Ready? One. All right, let's do it again. One. Two. Okay, get your elbow like this. Let's put our hands like this. Take one away. That's your position. Okay. Turn. Step up. You know this part. Two. Cat stance, not forward. No, your foot was right. It's just the weight. Okay. Pull back. The front foot goes back. Turn. Step up. Go. So we're here. Yeah. And then we turn back to here. One, two. Okay. Right. One, two, three, four, five. So this is just like in 5 stances, right? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Chop. Scoop. Nope, don't switch feet. Press. Kick. And punch. Okay, so that's the first section. You know beyond that, but there needs some work there. So let's do it again. You want to stand here? Okay, ready? Let's step back a little. Face the mirror. Yeah, Calvin, come here. Yeah. Okay, ready? Start here. 1. Okay, again. 1, 2, 3. Okay, let's try again. You gotta bend your knees because this is not a stance. You have to do this. So get that knee bent. No. See, this will be a habit if you just every time you move your foot, it's like that. So there's no balance. If you try to block something and you don't have balance, you're going to be falling down. So you want to strengthen your leg. Okay, so ready? Let's go. 1, bend. No, you got to bend and hold. And then move it out. Okay, good. Shift. Turn. Turn this foot out. Step up. But don't step up like this. See, you have to control your, okay, let's come. You know what? You have to control your center, right? If you do this, every time you do this and you step like this, or you go like this and like this, you're really out of control, right? So you have to control yourself. How can you use this even on a functionality side if you can't stand with structure, right? So when you know the building base is the foundation, right? A building's foundation holds up the building. You think you could hold up a house if you just put it on a pile of sand? It would collapse. So if your legs are like sand and you go into a stance and it's just, you're ready to sink into it like it was quicksand, then you wouldn't have stability. So the human body's stability when you're standing comes from your legs. The upper body, you do what you can do with it. So when all these people are doing their forms, they're building leg work, footwork, they're building balance and stability. So that's what we struggle with. We try to figure that out, right? So let's go do it again. 1, 2. Okay, let's do it again. 1. 1. Okay, you know what I want you to do? Put your hand on my elbow. Put your hand on my elbow, like this. Right, okay, right? Okay, now I'm standing here. If I go like this, you don't feel anything, right? Put it on my elbow. Okay. What did I do? I created a direction of force, right? You put your hand on my elbow. Put your hand on my elbow, like this, right? When I do, no, press on my elbow. Okay. When I do this, there's nothing. When I go like this, there's a direction. When you throw a punch or you block, you create a direction of force. When I step back like that, I create a direction of force. We're dealing with forces in the human body. So when I go like this, and I go like this, and I go like this, and I go like this, we're creating shapes. That's geometry. You know what geometry is, right? They're shapes. If I go like this, it's a triangle. If I go like this, it's a circle. I go like this, it's a square. If I drop my hands like this, we use geometry or those shapes to create actions or positions. Okay, so if you put your hands like this, go like that, like this, that becomes a shape, right? Put your hands like this. So your hands are like this, like this. So that's a shape. This is what you use to deflect. This is what you use to block. If you go to a high block, this is what you're using to block. When I go like this, you press down, that's a block. So do you think you can block something with like a piece of cloth? That's like a wet rag. You think you can do anything with a wet rag? No. You would use, say, like a piece of wood, a branch, a 2x4. When you lift up like that, you have a structure. When you press down like this, you have a structure. When you go like this, you have a structure. So we have to put some effort into the movement to create these positions. So let's go like this. Ready? 1, 2. So see what I did? Elbow out, back, lift. So when you lift, do it again, lift. Do you feel it in the chest? When you lift, you feel it in your back. Right? Okay, ready? Lift. No? See, if we lift like this, your hands are there. When I lift like this, I have a pulling movement. When I go like this, I have my triangle. Let's hold it, let's hold it. Okay, let's get the legs, hold it straight. So we're not leaning, we're not, now step. Okay, let's do it again. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Pull back. 3, 4. 1, 2. Okay. Now look at the feet. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 5. Bend the knees. Cat stance. Cat stance. This knee's bent. Yeah. Okay. Pull back. Reverse. Okay. So that's a sequence. But we have. Let's look at our hands, right? We have 2 hands. We have 2 elbows. We have 2 shoulders. We have 2 feet. We have 2 knees. We have 2 hips. But your knees don't always work like this. They sometimes work one at a time. So this is a leaning stance. This is bent. This is straight. The cat stance is like this. Okay. So you have to understand body mechanics. You play any sports? You play any other sports?
Well, I do soccer, but I don't do like lessons. I just do.
Yeah, you just play, kick the ball. Yeah. How about you? You do any other sport?
Do any sports?
Yeah.
Well, I skateboard.
Yeah. So that takes some coordination, right? Are you good at it?
Yeah.
So what is it? Does it require balance?
Yeah, probably more balance.
How about strength?
Yeah, maybe.
Takes strength from your legs, right?
Yeah.
Does it take body control?
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is the same thing. So whether you can stay on the board or turn the corner, it really has to do with shifting of your weight, control of your feet. You have to work 1 foot at a time or one leg at a time. Sometimes you just hold it. So these are stances. There are certain stances when you go in the, so you have to apply what you do as an understanding. You can't just do movements without understanding what you're trying to do. So when we do a low block, okay, let's just do some basics, okay? Let's get in a horse stance. Let's punch. Okay, you got to get into a stance, bend your knees. Okay, put your hand here, bend your knees. 1, 2, 3. So you gotta hold it out there. See, this is like patty cakes. You just kind of touch and you just touch. But if you're gonna punch, you have to focus. Focus means, so you throw a punch, you have to pause. Pause. Right? Throw a punch, hold. Okay, throw a punch and hold. Throw a punch and hold. Throw a punch and hold. Okay, you do the same thing. If you don't hold it, you don't know where the focus point of your movement is. Do you know the goal in throwing a punch is to hit something? If you go like this, what are you going to do with it? If you had a hammer in the hand and you're trying to drive a nail into a piece of wood, you have to hit it or you kind of touch it. You have to hit it, right? You have to hit the nail on the head. You've heard that saying, right? You have to hit the nail on the head. So it takes focus, right? It takes strength. It takes some energy. So you have to learn that you're using your body to create forces, right? So you have to punch. Punch. Put something in it. Put something in it. That's it. F it. Let's just see a punch. Let's get into the stance. Bend your knees. Boom. More. So you have to turn at the end. Boom. Focus. Leave it there. 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 Yeah. Do you know your joints have senses in them? Do you know that? You know what those? Do you know your joints have senses in them? You know what those senses do? They feed back to your brain. So if you throw a punch and you don't finish it, the information from that punch isn't recorded in your brain. So you don't know what you're doing when you do it. So you have to use your mind. Okay, so let's do it again. Ready? Hey, Eddie. So just think of this. My elbow and my hand, right? So if I go like this, without the horse stance, all right? Because you guys don't like to get into the stances, let's just do this. 1. Come on. This is postures, right? 2. 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Where's your target? In the center. Punch here. Go. Switch. 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 Okay, that's how it should be. Ready? Switch. Switch. But turn at the end. Boom. 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 Okay. Let's see a low block. Let's do a low block. Right? 1. Hold it. Not too close. Here. 2. 3. 4. 5. What? All right. Okay, go. Hold it here. Here. So it's not. You don't want to block here because it's too close to your body. You want it here. And you know what you're blocking? What you're using this. Okay, switch. So you know what you're using is your body as a reference point. Because we have this imaginary, yeah, like that. You have two of them like that, that becomes a cross hand. You have a cross hand for this. You have a cross hand for this. You have a middle hand for this. You have a cross hand for this. And this is a cutting hand. So you have to think of these as directions. If I go like this, that's a palm shot. When we go like this, what happens? What happens when you do this? Opens. What happens when you do this? Close. Cut. Cover. Okay, so that's a cross hand. So once the hands are crossed, you have this, cut. Okay, now we go this, go push. Right? Okay, just push and hold. Turn. Close. Pull. Hold it for a second, still. Open. Push. 1. This is 5 stances, right? 2. Now put a little strength in it. 3. Elbow up. Down. Out. Level. Shoulder level. Good. You have to find those positions and then sink. 1. Then you would do the salute. The hand goes in, or the hand goes in. So you have this position. Okay. So it takes time to get actually to develop an understanding of what we're doing. So it does take, a bunch of time. So who introduced you to Kung Fu? How did you find out about it? What?
I couldn't hear you.
How'd you discover Kung Fu? So who signed you up, your dad or your mom?
My dad, because I wanted to do Kung Fu.
So what part of Kung Fu that interested you so that I know what to focus on? Because even as a teacher, I have to focus on what your sort of goal is and your interests. So Kung Fu is it the form? Is it the discipline? Is it the respect? Or is it the physical movement? Or is it the punching? Or
I think it's probably, I don't know, maybe like the form and the punching.
yeah. So you know we're creatures of habit, right? You know what that means? Yeah. So what does that mean? It means if you do something over and over again, you get better at it, right? So it's like you're doing skateboarding. You have to get out there with the skateboard, and you have to practice and you might fall down a few times. You might get up and fall, and then eventually you stop falling because you start to understand. So you know what that is? It's body intelligence, right? Your body gets smarter about skateboarding, but it's also smarter in the sense that it knows balance, it knows coordination, and then what do you do with the skateboard? You go in a direction, right? So you ride in that direction, or you turn, or you stop, or you fall, then you start again. Well, when we throw a punch, when we look in the mirror, we have a line. That's your center line. There's imaginary center line. When I go like this, there's my line. When I throw my punch, we find the line. And we find the line. And we find the line. And we find the line. Okay, so you see the equal opposite action, right? So that's much better. It's not like too loose. It's structured and it looks the way it should be. So if you get up on a skateboard and you look a certain way, that's called body form, right? Most of the guys on the skateboard, they're like this, and then you have your balance and you kind of go in that direction. But if you like, every time you get up on it and you fall down, every time you get up on it, fall down, you get discouraged, right? So but if you like it, you'll do it. So with this, and if you're interested in the punching and so forth, you have to be interested in it's the body form. Put your hand here. 1, that's a low block. A low block. a low block, low block, low block, low block. So what do you see when I do the movement that is something that happens is the consistency of the movement. When I do this, it looks the same every time, right? So if you're going to block a punch, if it's different every time, you think you're going to be able to block that punch? No, because it's going to be in the wrong place. The other thing is if I do the middle block like this, like this, like this, that has to be right here. That has to be right there. Okay. So if you understand that, you have target positions and you strive to do that. Now, okay, let's do this. Let's do a middle block. Now let's do a middle block halfway. And then turn it over. That's a dragon. Let's do a middle block halfway. There's a dragon. Okay. So let's find this imaginary center line. You see this line? Okay. Everything is targeted to that line. Okay. Okay, Wayne, ready? Yeah. Ready? Find your center line. Square your shoulders. Okay. Fold your elbow. Open your hand. Put this hand here. Okay. Punch and hold. Okay. Square the feet. Ready? Boom. Boom. Focus your punch. Let's get the hand out there. Pause. Hold it. Hold it. Hold it. Hold it. Draw. Extend. Pull. Align it. Get it. Feel strength there, right? You should feel strength here, right? You should feel strength here. Extend. You should feel strength here. Where's your other hand? No. There. Ready? Draw. No, don't draw. Relax the shoulder. So do it slowly first. Do it slowly first. Get it so when my hand turns, it's at the end of the movement. Turn. Turn. Can you do that? Turn. Slowly. Because if we rush the movement, it gets sloppy. So you know what you become like, I've been doing this a long time. How long you think I've been doing this? How long you think I've been doing this? A long time. Because it's part of my interest, but it's also something that I begin to understand as far as movement. So I become... How long I've been doing Kung Fu or Tai Chi?
Like 2 years.
Me? No, me.
Oh, for you?
You've been doing it for 2 years?
I think
Here? It's been that long? Yeah. So how old are you?
I'm 12.
12? And how old are you? 10? Oh, okay. So after 2 years, you should have a pretty good punch. So you have to make sure you have a good punch. 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 Okay. So if you do that, you should understand that. Now, low block, you're all done. Okay. So let's do this. 1. Okay, let's go like that again. 1. Just this side. 1. Let's do it. Bring it here. See my hand goes like this? Now see this? Yeah. Now let's turn. Just do the right side. I mean the left side. Step. Other foot. Right side. Okay, let's do it again. Ready? 1. 2. 3. 1. 2. 3. Okay. 1. 2. 3. 4. 1. 2. So that's the salute. In a second form, it's just a different format. When I go here, that's the same hand movement salute. When I pull back and I turn, this is the same hand movement, the same salute. And then we go to the center. and then we're here. Okay, so the hand movements are essentially the same. The leg movement is different, so let's just do the legs. 1, leaning stance, leaning stance, cat stance, pull back, leaning stance, sit back, turn, right? Toe out, cat stance, leaning stance, turn, back to here. So watch what happens. Watch this. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. So how I get my feet in position? Look at my feet. Go like this. Go like this. Okay, right? Go like this, right? Do this. Okay, do this again. So if we go like this, we bend our knees. We shift like this, there's your cat stance. When I go like this, there's your cat stance. So that's footwork, right? So when I pivot my feet, I'm like this. Now, let's do this now. Take this foot and put it here. Take this foot and put it here. So you see this line right here where the boards, where that meets? I go like this. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So that's your cat stance. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, turn out. So this is called turning out. When your toe faces out and you step up, there's your cat stance. Your toe out, go like this, and then go like this. Okay, and let's step back. 1, 2, 3. So the most important, you know, we have 2 knees, we have 2 elbows, right? You have to control your movements by moving your knees by bending. So you bend, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so let's try this footwork. Ready? Ready? Go like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Bend. 1, 2, 3, 4. Bend. 1, 2, 3, 4. Bend. 1. No, this side. 2, 3, 4. Bend. 1, 2, 3, 4. Bend. 1, 2, 3, 4. Bend. 1, 2, 3, 4. Bend. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so I want to watch each of you do it. Let's watch him do it first. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, the other side. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, good. Try it again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, good. Let's see you do it. Ready? Can you do it? Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. Good. Again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, now let's try to control it so it doesn't, so you have a bent knee. Okay, so if you just step like this, 1, 2, 3. So let's bend. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, ready? Bend your knees. Sink. Step. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Other side. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so that's how we have to work our legs. Now, okay, let's try this now. Okay, bend, spread, and back. Bend, spread. But don't, this is a mistake. Don't do this. Do this. See, bend here, hold this, leave this leg, and reach out. Okay, again. Bend, reach out, but don't lose your knee. And get back to here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So that's footwork. A lot of what you guys are missing when you do your forms, watch me for a second, all right? I turn, I open my stance, I block, I go down. Okay, so watch the movement. 2, 3, 4. See, you know why you have to watch? Because every time I do something, you start to spin around. You don't capture the image. You guys watch video? You watch movies? You do things? How much of the movie do you see when you kind of look away? If you're constantly looking away. Do you know how much learning is through your eyes? I mean, of your, someone that has, someone that's blind or has, that's a, it's not a handicap, but it's something they don't have. So when we speak of using our eyes, we're taking in information, right? When you read, how does that information get in your brain?
You read the word.
Because you recognize the word, goes into the brain, and the brain figures out what that word is. When you put a sentence together, it deciphers it because it has a meaning. But meaning's still interpreted, right? So if you're watching movement, the only way you can begin to understand what you see in movement.
You only need your ears.
So what's that?
You only need your eyes and ears for the movie.
Yeah. You only need your eyes. So that means if you only watch movies and you don't move, what do you think becomes a deficiency? Your movement. Do you think you need movement? Do you think movement is important?
Yes, movement is very important.
Why?
Because if you don't move, you would probably die.
No. You probably would what?
You'd probably if you can't move and you stay in one single spot, like say you're not moving on the couch at all, you can't go outside for walks and all, and you can't really get any energy out.
Yeah.
So you'd be stuck there.
Yeah.
And probably live a short life.
Yeah. Why? Do you know why?
Because you can't get anything to eat, anything to drink. You can't
That's right.
actually do anything to survive.
Right. Because so movement is essential to life. Without movement, you can't be functional, right? So the purpose of being coordinated and the purpose of movement is to strengthen your body, strengthen your mind, because your brain gets smarter from movement. The first day you were born, did you know anything? No. Did you know how to move? No.
I know how to crawl.
Not systematically moving. It's
Like
just
walking. I didn't know how to walk.
yeah. So you learn how to walk. So if you're doing kung fu, you have to learn how to step. You have to learn to get into your stances. You learn to position these things. So it's learning. You might never use it, but the movements that you're learning is teaching your body the ideas of movement. So while, I do this or I do this, if I take a hammer, I do this, right? When you hold a cup, what do you have to do to bring it to your mouth?
Oh,
You have to lift. So how do you know where your mouth is?
Well, your body has to know. It
Yep.
goes. It's like near your nose.
Yeah. So how did it know that? If you didn't know you had a nose, how would you know where to bring the cup?
Well, if you only had a mouth and eyes, you just bring it up to your head.
Yeah. You learned it through a process of doing it because as an infant, you learn to take a bottle and you put it to your mouth, or you take a cup and put it in your mouth. You take a fork and you put it. You know what that's called? Muscle memory. So when we're doing this stuff,
Learning how to walk.
that's basically learning how to throw a punch. every movement is very specific to the task.
Like this is learning how to pick up a fork and then stab something, then eat it, but then this is learning how to walk.
That's learning how to step.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, that's not working. You have water with your mom. Does she? Yeah, you can get water there. Yeah, but that's essentially what you're doing. You're programming movements in the body because we're creatures of habit. So when you do it over and over again, it learns it, and it learns it for a specific task. So you learn how to block, you learn how to block. You learn how to punch, you learn how to punch. You learn how to turn, you turn. You learn how to stand, you learn how to bend, you learn how to squat. You learn how to coordinate your body, because coordination is the most important thing that a human lacks, you know. And you learn through moving your body to build coordination, so you become functional or good at what you're doing. If it's a sport, like you play soccer, your target is to kick the ball. But first you have to be able to balance.
The second, like the rules of soccer.
Rules, actually rules is when you play the game. But a good soccer player knows how to move.
He knows how to kick well.
Yeah. It doesn't matter if you know the game. You can watch the game and watch TV and know who's winning. But to be a soccer player, you have to play soccer.
Soccer's kind of like kung fu when the kicks.
Movement is movement. Everything is learning how to move your body. That's the challenge. The challenge is, how do you do it and how do you get good at it? So people get good at what they like. If you like to play basketball, you do that. If you like to do kung fu, or at least have an interest in it, then you have to try. You have to put the effort into it, because the more you put in, the more you get out. If you don't put enough into it, you really don't understand completely what you're trying to gain out of it. And then so everything is like that. If you want to be a good whatever it is, you want to be a good chef, a cook, you have to cook.
You have to do good hand and eye coordination.
That's right.
Because you have to like cut things through.
That's right. So hand-eye coordination comes from relationships in the body and what you understand.
You also have to do hand-eye coordination with basketball, because throw it into the hoop.
Yeah.
You have to dribble it.
Yeah.
Also,
So dribbling, it requires sensitivity, because you have to feel the ball. Because if you didn't have good feeling, you'd be slapping the ball and you have no control.
And then you would get it out, and then you would probably lose.
Yeah, right. So that's what we're trying to do in Kung Fu. Like all these adults that do this, they're doing it for a number of reasons, but mainly to build understanding and to improve their interest in what they're learning. So as a youth, when you first do this, you don't really know why you're doing this. It's just a bunch of movement. But there's a method to it. When my hands are out like this and I fold, it's like this. When I roll my wrists and do this,
That's hand-eye coordination.
that's hand-eye coordination. It's actually coordination before the hands and eyes get together. First, you have to visually see it. Your mind says the hand is doing this. How big is that circle? How far out is my hand? So that's why when we do class and you're working with me, you want to watch the movement, because you have to know where the elbow folds, when it drops, when you pull back, when you extend. All of these things are relevant to how movement is created. Why is it relevant? Because when you move, you're in space. It's not like video that's two-dimensional on a screen. When we move in space, we have to work within the realm of that space. And the realm of that space is what your body recognizes as a relationship. So it's pretty deep as far as learning. And if you can understand that concept, then you begin to realize how important form is, how important structures are. So good form is, what's good form? Can you interpret what good form is?
Form is one. And say you're doing a punch, you don't want to go like this.
Yeah.
You want to get straight.
Right. You do understand it, right? But how come sometimes you see it, it looks like you don't feel like doing it? So that's called mind intent. You have to focus and put your mind in it for the moment. That's what the mind-body exercise is. Your mind has to be involved. So you clear the mind and don't let it go astray because you focus. And focus that you build here becomes a focus in everything that you do. If it's study, if it's whatever you're doing as a task, you focus on what you're doing, and then you'll get much, much better at it. And I think one of the goals with your parents is to want you to challenge yourself to learn better and be better as a human being in all aspects, not just being a good person. You have to be good in other aspects, like ability to be functional, ability to do task. Even taking out the trash or putting something away, you have a technique. If you just take your shirt and throw it in a drawer and keep doing that, pretty soon it becomes a mess. But if you take it and you fold it and you it's probably something you don't have to do, but it's just an idea, because everything that we do is conceptual. And when it's conceptual, you start to begin to understand the relevance of the task that we do and how it supports yourself, society, the world in many ways. And if you're smart and you have ideas, you become creative and you serve the better good that way. Right? So let's just do that again. Okay, let's see what we see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, that's better. You're controlling. There's a control factor. Then here. Then we turn, we pull back, and then the foot moves. Then we sit back and we turn and turn. Then we step up and step up with the foot, the other foot, yeah. And you put it out there and you put it to center and you fold. So what you see is the body form. Now that was like 100 times better than you did it the first time because your mind was in it. So if I can get you to understand that, then you can practice and learn differently. Okay, so I think we're going to bow out. Who rang the bell?
I did, but they wanted to take it to 12:30.
Oh, okay, yeah, take it at 12:30, yeah. Yeah. You guys can take it at 12:30. Finish that form. Do a 10-minute gung. So how do you feel? You got that? So let's just do this then. They're going to do it a few more minutes. Stand here. Right? So let's go like this. Lift. Down. Open. So see how the hand turns? Turn. Yeah, step. Punch. So that's the same punch in 5 stances. If you learn it here, you learn it here. You learn it in the 5 stances. Now put it here. What's that? Yeah. So it's a cat stance. So go 1. Balance. 2, 3, 4. Sink down the stance. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. Put it here, right in the center. See my center? Then the palm is flexed, and you go knee bent, forward stance like this. No, leaning. So this is like this. That's it. So see, when you go through it 1 step at a time, 1 hand moving at a time, you start to define what the movement is. It's sort of like lettering. You have an A, you have a B, you have a C. Then once you like perfect the way that looks, then people can read it. It becomes legible. When you do a movement, it has to be legible. So when I see it, that's what it's defined. So if you work with your movements like that, you know how smart, I call it the physical side of learning. Because you're learning on a physical level, you're understanding it up here. That translated into your body. When the body learns it, you've improved your brain. Because the brain's improved, you start to understand. So movement is actually something that makes people smarter. Because it's not necessarily just the information, it's how the network in your brain is created. You know, the wiring, the neurons change because it's taking information and then feeding it back to your body, and then it comes out the way you want it to. So if you understand that, it seems like you understand things like that better. Because once it's explained to you, I think you start to kind of get it. So, when I work with you and I try to get you to think along these lines, it heightens your appreciation for what you're doing. So, okay, good. I think your brother kind of fizzled out. So let's bow and you can actually, they're going to continue to form. So we'll end it, okay? We'll bow. Ready? Hup. Okay, good, Zane. You did pretty good today. Yeah, but do it slowly. Don't rush. Just take it slow. 1, 2, 3. Pause. Get your leg in there. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. It's much more defined, much clearer, right? All right, good. I'll see you next time.
Thank you.
So are you available to do the recording?
Yeah, why?
And do you have your laptop?
I do.
Because I have the thing to take the video.
So do you know why the people didn't attend it? Okay. Yeah.
I don't, but I sent out a message and a poll on Patreon to say, please let us know. We've started the series, but we want to make sure we're doing it at times that work for everybody. So let us know what works best for you. So we'll hear back from people on that soon.
So I forgot where I saw it. Is it in the Finder?
Sure. Sounds like a good place to start.
In the Finder, huh? Okay. Let's see.
Nice to see you guys. I love your choice in mask.
So how? I don't even know how to use it. Let me see. Where did I see it? I had it in docs. Okay.
There you go. Find.
Let's see. See what? I don't even know what's in there.
Click on it. Let's see.
Yeah, there it is, right there.
All right. Awesome. So let's do this. If I may. Ready? Okay, let's go. Actually, let's close that out for a sec. And now.
Oh, you want to drop it in there?
Yeah.
Oh, let me find your hard drive. Where? Oh, there it is. That one.
Yep. Beautiful.
Want to add it?
Yeah.
I don't know if it went in. I didn't see it. Oh, is it in? Is it going in?
I don't.
I didn't see the.
think so,
I
no.
didn't see the plus.
Here, take
Oh,
it
no.
off of there for a sec.
Well, I gave it to you. I think.
So click on that. Okay, great. So now just
Drop
drag
it
that
in there.
down a little bit, and now try dragging that onto that.
Okay.
There you go. Anywhere, it doesn't matter. So now it's doing it.
Yeah.
Awesome. That's easy enough, right?
Okay. So then I'm gonna take it off of here.
Yep.
I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna take
So
it
you
up.
can just
Don't-
eject it.
Yeah. Don't pull it
Yeah.
yet. Yeah. Oops.
Yeah, right there.
This.
That should be right. Oh no.
I was gonna just drag it down the bottom,
Okay.
but it doesn't close. Or maybe it.
Here,
was gonna
maybe
take-
it's in here.
No, it's gonna take it into trash. Okay, it shut this. Oh, you know why? Because it was still open.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Close it.
I'll close this too.
Yeah.
Let's see if it goes. No.
No, that's email.
More?
That's
Yeah.
to share it. Oh, maybe more.
Looking more. No.
Actions. No.
No.
No,
No.
that's not it.
I think. Is it still working?
It's not running right now.
Yeah.
Sifu.
Oh, let me try this. Let me try this.
Oh, eject Lexar. Good.
Yeah.
Nice. Cool. So now I'll be able to upload that.
So I should have found that. I don't. I'm gonna trash mine. I don't want it. Right.
Yeah, right. Is it in your cloud? It's not on your hard drive, right?
I sent it to the cloud. Yeah.
Yeah.